Welcome, my fellow Geminis. I'm so happy you could join me today. This is your March 2024 reading. This is for Gemini Sun, Moon, or Rising. You get a planets in a sign of Gemini. Be ruled by Mercury. You may be here checking up on a Gemini, whatever brought you. I mean, there's a million different things that could have brought you to this reading. I hope it was your spirit guides, though. I hope you were led here. Anyways, we're going to use three different decks, guys. We're going to use Mother Mary for our words of wisdom. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot for our clarifying or to go deeper. And I just love the Psychic Tarot for you, so I decided to use the Psychic Tarot for your main spread, okay? Your main tarot spread. So let's go ahead and start with Mother Mary and let's open up the reading. Again, this is for March, but understand the time is fluid, so I just feel like when I'm done with the reading, I release it to the universe. So I feel like who's ever meant to see it will see it whenever they're meant to see it. That's what I call divine timing. Just when you need it the most. All right, let's start with Mother Mary, though. Let's get some words of wisdom from my beautiful Geminis. Sam has a lot of Gemini on, well, both his daughter-in-laws are Geminis. Okay, so you got two. Let's see what we have. We have quiet, quiet. I go into peaceful silence and I listen. That means signs are being sent through the quiet mind. Answers are being given through the quiet mind. And then one of my favorites, watched over. I feel like when you receive this card, it's a reminder that your guides are always involved. Your whole spiritual team, and that includes your angels, are always involved in your life. Your angels do need your permission, so if like you want help with something, like you're asking for an angel, they need your permission. Your spirit guides are always sending you signs. That's their job. Their job is to help to, it reminds me, for some reasons, remind me of like the night sky. And back in the day when we would use the night sky, not we, but people would use the night sky as their GPS, so to speak. Well, that's what your intuition is. And your spirit guides speak to you through your intuition. And that's another reason to go into peaceful silence. But anyways, again, one of my favorite cards. So I feel like it's just a reminder. I allow myself to feel safe and enjoy my life, knowing that heaven is watching over my loved ones and me. Beautiful. So we'll read that from the book at the end. It's just where it's most profound, I'm telling you. I'm going to bring the lid down and let's go ahead and get into the main spread. Everything is always pre-shuffled, but I like to give it a shuffle or two with you here also. So we shall do that. All right, let's give him a cut. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Am I ready? All right. Gemini. Well, hello, first card. Spiritual Union, which is called in the Psychic Tarot. This is the Two of Cups. Hello, very first card. Gemini. Spiritual Union. For some reason, I'm feeling like maybe this is talking about someone that I connect with, like on a spiritual level, before we actually come into union. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like for some of you, it's like you feel someone's energy. It's almost like telepathically or through your dreams. I just feel like like you just haven't met me yet. We have financial and material changes, number five. Five speaks of changes. And then we have truth, which is judgment. This is your spiritual team. And they're here with purpose. They're here calling you to the present moment. And that is so that there can be a rebirth in your life. Now, it doesn't have to be all parts of your life, though I do feel like, one part is when one part changes, then everything seems to follow. So it's interesting. You're being called to the present moment. There are some changes that are happening or could have already happened. It is about, you know, it could be another tribe with someone, but not just anyone. I have a feeling some of you are going to meet someone very special through what you do for a living. And I also feel some of you may be offered like a promotion or, like another way of doing something. What am I trying to say? I feel like your money is being lifted. Let's just put it that way. So whatever that may mean, because it's probably different for different people, but I feel like my money situation is being lifted. And then I feel like, an opportunity with that. That's why. All right, with the Five of Cups, interesting. Five of Cups mirroring the Two of Cups. Well, I have a feeling you do know this person. Now, because judgment is here right before the Five of Cups, I don't know that you know each other in this lifetime yet, but I do feel like, first of all, I feel the longing from the Five of Cups. And, I speak about this all the time, by the way, two fives right there and two twos right there. 2255. Anyways, judgment is, judgment wouldn't come out and be like, okay, you're going to have a rebirth in more emotional loss. No, this feels like like a connection. And I'll tell you why. Because in the Five of Cups, this is when someone is, well, what Spirit doesn't want you to do is focus on what you've lost, to the point where it affects your life. Now, when this person makes that change, because it is a five, and I no longer focus on the things or the people I have lost, what happens? Well, there's two cups that sit behind this person that they have yet to discover. Now, it may be a rebirth within a relationship. I'm not going to leave that off the table. It could certainly be like soulmates coming back together. And I feel like if that's the case, it's because they truly, truly missed each other. And by the way, I would say both. This isn't about like wondering if someone wants to be with me, especially with judgment right here, because again, a rebirth. So think about that. Think about where your focus is at. Because we've all lost. We've all lost it in love. But keeping our focus upon that doesn't really serve us. And I feel like that's what judgment is saying. To the present moment, and then get ready for a rebirth. We already know what it's in. It's in your emotional house. Though I also feel like, again, your money's being lifted. All right, well, let's keep going. We have firm foundation under the Two of Cups. We have awareness. That's probably why I felt like the two of you were connecting, like on a spiritual level. You know what else I'm feeling is because we have firm foundation under the Two of Cups, a two to a four. 4 to me is a pretty solid number, like it feels like a grounded number to me. So this could speak about that, like, where somebody was not grounded and, needed to go through time and experiences to figure that out. It could also be energy of, sometimes I don't know what I got until I lose it or until it's gone. But I feel like even if that's the case, there still feels like there's this connection that could not be broken. It just feels like it wasn't meant to be broken. No, I shouldn't say it that way because lots of times soulmates, twin flames will break up. And when they break up, a lot of times I feel like there's importance on what then follows. So for some of you what I mean by that is for some of you it's like, okay, so I've lost in love for this moment, but I can't stay down. So I feel like a lot of you then maybe put your energy within your financial or your material world. Um, and that's a good thing because I feel like the rewards are coming because of that. Maybe both these soulmates needed to really find ground, really needed to become grounded. Like maybe both. Let's keep going. Solitude. This is the hermit. Well, no wonder I felt you were connecting on a spiritual level. By the way, that is card of Virgo, which you share Mercury with. And then look at this, the three swords under the 5 of cups, under emotional loss. But it's being mirrored by the four. I feel like if this was a previous relationship, this is what I feel like may have happened. I feel like the energy wasn't grounded. I'm seeing this three and this five, and it just feels like I'm not sure, like I don't feel grounded yet in this. Um, so, somebody, and I feel like, but I do feel like both of these soulmates went through some difficult times. I do feel like both these soulmates missed each other, but there is, like life happened. Interesting because going through the hermit's energy means that I've really taken a deep look at this. I was looking for the answers. And in the hermit's energy, that's exactly what you receive. And I just love that it's coming under judgment because it's like maybe go into peaceful silence and then boom, there's your answer. But maybe you need to feel it. Hmm. Okay. We have, look at this, emotional withdrawal. That's the 8 of cups on the bottom of the deck. This person, look at this, wow, 4 cups underneath that, discontentment, boredom in one's life. This person has their back to the world. It does feel like someone went into like solitude. And then in the 8 of cups, I love this image because I feel like this person's sitting at the water's edge and they're allowing the tide to take away like whatever clarity or whatever wherever I couldn't find clarity. It's really understanding the emotional nature of your life. Eights are always about a new beginning. It's also a number of infinity, as above, so below, no beginning, no end. That would make sense with soulmates being on the table here. Interesting, because I feel like, maybe I made a decision And now I feel like I may have made the wrong decision. But I don't want anybody to regret that. Um, or if someone, cut you out of their life, so to speak, I feel like they made the wrong decision. And it may have taken time. It may have taken time. I just want to kind of glance over this before we move on. It's interesting because I do feel like it does feel like someone was brought down to their knees and like praying for guidance, praying for the light, which direction do I go? And then awareness right next to that. So, and judgment right above it. So I feel like again, someone is it's like someone's vibration has definitely lifted. And maybe I needed to know, you know, what I lost to really appreciate it. And there could have been a lot of things that happened in between. You know what I mean? Like we could have been with other people, what have you. Um, but there's no way that you did not live in this, or you do not live in this person's heart, and they yours, I'm sure. So it does feel like, emotionally, a lot of things happened. I feel like we weren't grounded. Maybe we were young and dumb, and that's just life, right? But I mean, I think of Sam and I, we dated when we were 15, 16, and then, we were young and dumb and broke up, and 40 years later, I get a phone call, it's him, and 5 years later, I'm now living in his home. We're now living together, I should say. Now, I'm hoping it doesn't take 40 years for your person to figure that out, or you to figure that out. But the reason why I'm mentioning that is because I was with someone else for 20 some years, and Sam got married twice. So a lot of things happened in between, but we ended up coming back together. And it is interesting because I do feel like he's always lived in my heart, and him, me. And I'm only talking about me because I recognize this energy. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot and let's go deeper. This is interesting. The only people, so to speak, right now is Virgo. You and Virgo. We'll see if that changes. Now, I'm not saying this person has to be a Virgo, but I do want to give a shout out because I do feel like there are some Virgos here. All right, we have the King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, can be you, can be someone with very like-minded energy. And then we have the Three of Cups, reasons to celebrate. It's the energy of joy, or at least that's the way that we should receive it. I'm also getting this message that for someone, you may have been with someone who, when it came to their money, was not reliable. And I do feel like back in the day, like they were unreliable. And listen, maybe they drank too much and that affected their finances. And maybe you just couldn't handle that. Now, it could have been you. You remember, this can go either way. Um, or it could have been both, right? Because, I think back to my early days and some of the stupid decisions I made when I was drinking. Um, so I feel like there's something that definitely came in between us, but I feel like it's more about, I don't feel like it's a person. I feel like it's just more about the energy or more about like how I see my life and how they saw their life. And, it's almost like it became unstable. We have the Two of Pentacles. Hmm. Okay. To me, that's good news because that kind of puts the ball in your court. We have the Three of Swords over the Five of Cups. Well, we have the Three of Swords right below that Five of Cups. But look at this. We have the Eight of Wands. Interesting, fast moving energy. Also, what I think about, I bring about. There's no way that this person was not on your mind. And I don't mean like always, but I definitely feel like this person was on your mind. I definitely feel you were on their mind. And yes, I know this cannot be for everyone. So you definitely want to feel if it feels like you. But judgment is saying, there is about to, it does feel like there's about to be a rebirth in this relationship. Again, whether this is in this lifetime or a past lifetime, because you're soulmates, you probably have lived quite a few lifetimes together. Not always as lovers. I also feel like with the Eight of Wands here, and it's coming under that firm foundation, which is, it's night and day to me. Like this energy over here feels off kiltered, like unbalanced. This energy over here feels like now it's becoming balanced. But you have the opportunity to say yay or nay. And then, hello, Empress. I always love seeing Empress. I want to say in a love reading because right now I feel like love is what wants to be talked about. And the reason why I love seeing the Empress in a reading is because the Empress does keep her heart open. Um, you know, and she's learned a lot through her life. She's learned what's right, what's wrong, what's going to help her expand her world. She thinks about her fellow man. She's very creative. But she's definitely the person that I would want to see as it relates to if this is something that's coming back together. Because she would say yes. If it's right, she would say yes. She'd feel the energy first and foremost. She would be able to feel it coming under or over awareness. Wow, hello. There's that spiritual, I know it's a spiritual connection, but it's like I feel like I don't know. I feel like even though we haven't been in conversation, I feel like, but we have. So again, it feels like through like dreams or even telepathically, you know what I mean? So anyways, I feel like the Empress would have open arms for this. Now, what we want to remember about the Empress is yes, she's loving and nurturing and she's been through it, but she's learned how to keep her heart open. How did she learn that? She understands now that it's her energy, it's anything comes into her energetic field. She trusts her own energy now of whether it's good or not good, whether it's going to expand her life or deplete her life. Like, I feel like she has really little doubt in that. She is a three, so I feel like it's also speaking about, things that don't have, like, I don't know. Like, in a way, I want to say, like, my intention may be that I don't want this. to move quickly because maybe I want to be sure, but yet you have the energy of it moving quickly. You know, when you fall in love, you fall in love. Well, hello. All right. So we got a lot, but we're going to start with what's face up. And first thing we have is the world. Beautiful. It's the next chapter, guys. And you know what? The world's is also is the world is also a reward for the work that you have done. It's like you are now ready to enter into this next dimension. You're now ready. Come on in. You know, and then there's judgment saying, I need you in the present moment. There's about to be a rebirth. And then the world's like, yep, I am your next chapter. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So there's that energy where I felt like I didn't waste a lot of time because I feel like someone built success for themselves, you know, and there's that reason to celebrate over that. And I do feel like it's your money. Some of you have taken your very pain and you may have, how do I say this, like built a business around it, but I mean it in a way where, especially with the Empress, because I am always thinking about my fellow man. So I could see, and the Empress understands as much as she can, right? Because again, I keep my heart open, but I feel like because the Empress is also touching your money, and then the Nine of Pentacles, success. It's also the energy of independence. And maybe that's really what I needed to become like truly independent on my own, first and foremost. Another card of Virgo, by the way. Double Virgo right there. Interesting. All right. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Two of Wands. So right away it tells me you're saying yes. Here the ball's put in your court. Here you're saying yes to this next chapter. You must be hearing the messages or you're trusting the feelings. And I feel like it's leading you. Listen, you may have no idea that this is even about to happen. And that's why judgment is saying, like, get your head out of the past and bring it back to the present moment. So that when I send you this ball, you know what to do with it. And the Empress would definitely be able to feel whether, should I? And she's saying yes. And then we have the Queen of Wands, a Queen of Action. This is not a queen that overthinks anything. And I do feel like for most of us, this is us, even though it's not our sign. But she is a Queen of Action. You go from the Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles first and foremost. And to me, that just tells me that there's about to be a connection here. You know, interesting how I said with the three, the Empress, like maybe taking it slow. But I feel like, you know, maybe that's why I told you the story of me and Sam, because I feel like I go from independent energy to the Ten of Pentacles, the house of abundance. You do have the Ten of Swords here. So I feel like that had to be looked at, right? Sometimes that can be a repeat pattern. But it can also be, I mean, we have to think Gemini, we're ruled by Mercury. Communication is everything, right? It's just everything. You know, like if someone's lying to us, we couldn't live with that. It would drive us freaking nuts. And vice versa, if we're lying to someone else. And I'm saying that because I do feel like you're very like-minded here, which would make sense being soulmates. So, Gemini, you have a soulmate, um, that wants to come into the present moment. And the world is offering, it's like the next portal. It feels like it's a lift in a vibration, in two vibrations. I feel like bottom line is I feel like we had to get grounded on our own. And I still can't 100% say that this for everyone is someone that you already know. But I do know for some of you, it is someone you already know. But I do feel like also, I don't want to rule out that this could be someone that you just haven't met in this lifetime yet, but you're about to. And, I just feel like, man, your money is flying, love is flying. Like, what a month for you, you know, if you so choose. But I do think you say yes. I definitely feel like you say yes. Now, if this is, again is an old relationship, I feel like we can look back, and maybe that's exactly what we've done individually. Look back and we could see the areas that really broke us up. There could have been a repeat pattern, like something that just kept happening over and over, and I couldn't take it anymore. Someone couldn't take it anymore. So someone had to go. That's just what it feels like. And then I feel like time has gone by, and now I feel like these soulmates who, this is probably predestined. I feel like now they're grounded, and maybe this is exactly when you were meant to come together. Maybe this now is the perfect time. Because what replaces the Ten of Swords? Really, one of the most difficult cards in the tarot is the Ten of Pentacles, one of the most abundant cards in the tarot. Not only do I feel like it's abundant, I feel like it's energy that takes root. It's energy that could last a lifetime. I often feel, not often, but every once in a while, I get this feeling of like I could see our grandchildren talking about our love no matter how old you are. I just feel like that. I feel like generations then speak about the two of you and maybe like tell your story. Some of you may have been telling your story, and that may be, how you, now telling your story, but to help others. Because remember, the Empress is always thinking about others, also herself, though. She's learned that she has to put herself first, or how can she be good to anyone else? So, okay. Well, this is pretty I don't know, like I have no questions. It just feels like it's going to happen. And I feel like the Queen of Sword or Queen of Wands comes out to say, try not to overthink this. I'm a Virgo Sun, Gemini Moon, doubly rolled Mercury. So I really have to try make sure I don't overthink things. And this may be one of those things. Why did it take Sam and I 5 years to come together? Because I was overthinking it. That's why. All right, let's just go right across the middle. See if anything else wants to come out. We have the Ten of Wands. That tells me that chances are one put the weight of the relationship on their shoulders. Hello, Star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Have you been wishing for a soulmate? Have you been wishing for love? Because here it comes. And then look at this, the Four of Swords, which I feel like is the perfect card right now. So, whatever happened back in the day is now being healed or has already healed. You know, it feels like we have two, three swords. So I know both people's hearts were, excuse me, were aching, were broken, even though one may have caused us to break up. And then I feel for a few of you who don't know this person yet, I feel like, you've had some reflection over your relationships, and maybe you did have a tendency to like carry the weight of a relationship. And maybe you did take sword after sword, you found yourself with like the wrong person over and over again. But I say the wrong person, but everyone teaches us something. But my true love is here. Or if I haven't met this person, I don't want just any old love. I want a soulmate. I want someone who can see my soul, feel my soul as I can theirs. And then healing of this relationship, healing for these broken hearts. I feel like one of the main messages is think about where your focus is at right now. My screen keeps going light and dark. Oh, hello. Oh, went dark very quickly. Um, what was I gonna say? I don't know what I was gonna say, but I see the star right in the middle of here. Now that is the card of Aquarius, by the way. And we do have the King of Swords. Some of you can certainly be an Aquarius, but don't get hung up on that because the star is about your dreams. And it's not just like I have these dreams and I keep them in my head. No, I want to manifest these dreams. And I love that the star is now coming over the Empress because she will take what her spiritual team is giving to her and she will bring it to life. I feel like we got to let the past go. And if I already know this person, more important that I let the past go. If this is what I want now. Why? Because I feel like both people are grounded now. Both people have matured. Both people are missing and longing. And if I don't know who this is, there's a sense of longing within you. And I feel like one of the things you've been asking for is a soulmate, or judgment, and the world coming out like, okay, get ready. I feel proud of you for taking that period of time when you were probably suffering and still stayed creative. Why is my screen doing that? Wow, that went really dark. Anyway, it's like I got to keep my hand by the screen. Um, anyway, I feel like you created a life for yourself, and I feel like you should be very proud. This is successful self-employment. Now, it doesn't have to be self-employment. It is success though, but it's singular. So one thing you've become is an independent soul. And now we're moving into the Ten of Cups, which you're not alone in that energy. This is your soulmate. And even though I tell people take it slow, Eight of Wands tells me this isn't going to move slow, this is going to move fast. But because we're going to recognize each other's souls very quickly, or if this is something that's coming back together, both people understand, like, man, have I missed you type of energy. But look what I've done with my life. And they may say, well, look what I've done. I feel like both would come to the table grounded and probably good within their money. This healing is available for everyone. The ball is always going to be put in your court. You get to say yes or no. That tells me the chances are they're going to be reaching out to you. So again, you may know nothing about it at this moment, but I do feel like it's saying they're going to be reaching out to you because the ball's put in your court, and then the Two of Wands down here tells me that you're going to say yes. Now, I know not everyone's going to say yes. And by the way, if this is a narcissist or an abuser, I'm not talking about that. Okay? Because this person would come to the table healed, or at least as healed as we can be. We have to remember that we're imperfect human beings. It's just the way we were created. And maybe, well, I guess it was meant to be that way. That means we're going to mess up. And sometimes we just have to learn to forgive. But that is up to you. You don't have to forgive. If you know this person and you just feel like you suffered too much, and again, if this is someone who is abusive, then I would say do not take him back. If this is a narcissist, I would say do not take him back. But your spiritual team is saying no. This is about two energies that have been healed. Again, not perfect, maybe not completely healed, but that will happen. Your dreams are coming true, Gemini. And, I don't feel like it's a one time thing because I feel like it's talking about your money. I mean, I love seeing the Nine of Pentacles here for you. Some of you may have lost a job and felt like that was the end of the world, but then you turned around and you created something on your own, and now you're starting to reap the benefits of your hard work. And I want to say congratulations. And if you're not reaping the benefits yet, you will be very soon, I feel like. Because I feel like when you connect, we each have our own finances, let's say. We each have our own things that we do. But again, I feel like, we can mesh it together very easily. So I'm not going to overread this and I'm not going to overthink it because to me it's very clear and I don't know why my screen keeps going so dang dark. But I want to read Mother Mary and I think, well, we'll just read it. All right, so quiet. We're going to start there. The answers you seek can be heard within the stillness. This card counsels you to create some alone time so that you can hear the truth. You will recognize it as such by the way that your body resonates with it. You may have a reaction of angel bumps on your skin or a feeling that everything clicks into place. Some of you, the reading has done that for you. Sit quietly with your eyes closed and breathe deeply. Put your entire focus upon the sounds of your heartbeat and breath and notice them slowing. Then ask questions and listen to the answers that come to you as thoughts, feelings, and visions. That's what I was feeling. Like I was feeling that this connection is beyond like the earthly world, so to speak. Anyways, request that heaven send you signs to validate that you've accurately heard these messages from above. And take actions where guided. That's why the Queen of Wands came out last. Because she is action oriented. I'm sorry about my screen. I don't know why it's going dark and light, dark and light. It's like crazy. All right, watched over. Look at that. This card brings a message of reassurance of your safety and asks you to drop any defenses or guards that may currently be preventing you from enjoying your life. By relaxing into God's protective arms, you reduce your stress levels in healthful ways. God, Jesus, Mother Mary, and the angels have heard and answered your prayers for protection. You receive their answers via your repetitive feelings and thoughts, which guide you along the pathway of safety. Keep your mind sober and open so that you can clearly pick up on these divine messages and be sure to take action where they direct you. Again, the Queen of Wands. I mean, it's like those two cards spoke to each other. This is really like, I feel like you're being guided here. And I feel like, let go of the control of it and allow divine to do their work and just be open. I think that's the biggest thing. Be open. The Empress would be open. Now, she's nobody's fool, but I feel like this is something is going to move very, very quickly. So I feel like just be ready. Be ready. Beautiful reading. I mean, yes, this is real life in here, the difficulties of real life, but ultimately, the energy that it's leading you to, it just feels like night and day. Some of you have been praying for a soulmate for a while, and maybe it's your heart that needed to be healed, and maybe you're like close enough. So now it is the right time. However, it's coming in, it feels kind of magical. But I feel like there's nothing to fear here. Again, you get to say yay or nay. But if you come from the Empress's energy, you'll be much more relaxed in it. So, okay, I'm just going to leave it there, Gemini. Wow. I always love doing your readings because they're always so interesting. But man, this is talking about your money because I do feel like there's increases. And for some of you, I do feel like you may have lost a job probably a while back and you started your own business and now if you haven't like started to reap the benefits, you're going to. And then love, love, love. And I love you. And I thank you guys. Um, Let me know how you relate to this reading. And my wish for you is that who's ever meant to move into the soulmate energy that you allow, just that you allow. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.